It's selfie time. Smile. Wave. You're on camera. Video. Hello.
Awesome. We left the desert sands of Jaisalmer on a train bound for Bikaner. We only spent one night here, but still managed to find some great food and explore one of our favourite forts in this bustling city.
Today we are heading to Bikaner.
It's our last town in Rajasthan. It's to the north of here, and we're going to grab a train.
We made it to the train station and we were halfway here, and our guest house man Tofu came and picked us up and dropped us at the station, which was super kind.
Yes, it was. Unfortunately, the station's very quiet. Not a lot in the way of food. We were kind of expecting at least samosas, so bought some snacks. I've got a chai. Let's find our carriage.
Breakfast of champions, chips and biscuits. We have made it to our train and it is 10 o'clock and already really hot. So I'm very glad we paid the extra money to get air conditioning. We found our train. We are in 3A, which means it's air conditioned, but it has 3 bunks on either side. So it's the cheapest air conditioned version you can get. I will show you 3A.
It's empty. We are having a great train journey. We've got the whole space to ourselves. It's quiet and comfortable. Yes, we are here in Bikaner, trying to get a tuk-tuk to our hotel.
The roads around the train station are just a tad rough. That was a long train trip.
Made it. It was really nice though, having the whole, pretty much the whole bay in the train to ourselves. But we are here in Bikaner.
We've checked into our guest house and our mission now is to go and find bus tickets to get us all the way to Amritsar. First mission achieved, we have bus tickets. Really wasn't too hard in the end. Now we need to find some food before we faint.
Dosas. Yes, it's South Indian, but we feel like something a little bit milder than you get in the north, and this cafe cum restaurant looks awesome.
And it's got chocolate cake.
Yeah?
You know it's got chocolate cake.
I know.
Pretty sure that's why you chose it.
That's why we're here. These things are huge, really crispy, just like we like them. Lots of sauce and 60 rupees.
Now that we actually have food in our stomach, we have a bit more energy. We're going to go for a bit of a wander and see what we can find before we crash the night and mentally prepare ourselves for a 12-hour bus ride tomorrow.
After a day of tourism.
We have found one of the old city gates. We just can't figure out whether we're going into the old city or leaving the old city. Just travel.
No, in Australia.
Travel. At the moment, we have no jobs. It is, eh?
Right side, there is a vegetable market. A lot of people women they buy.
Yeah.
Bakery!
Our second bakery, the masala dose has filled us up for a while. So we have to go for a wander before we're ready for dessert. I'm choosing mine based on the brightest colour.
And one of these. Check it out. We've got little cakes. Chocolate and I'm going to say coffee for no reason. And Kel's monstrosity.
I feel like it's something my nieces would love. Oh, that's sweet. It's like normal cake, but then it's got like marshmallow and some sort of strawberry topping.
Oh god, that's too
pretty out there. You definitely feel like you're in India here. It is noisy, it is smelly, both good and bad.
Colourful.
It is very, very colourful and really busy. It's a very cool city so far. We've only been here a few hours. We have just checked out of our guest house in Bikaner and we have about 5 hours until our overnight bus goes.
We do not normally do overnight buses, but we were pretty stacked for options. Today we are going to go see what we can find in those 5 hours.
Then what we're talking about. Whereas ones that always have that problem are like,
oh yeah. This is definitely a bustling town. Our first stop today is the fort. We just can't get enough of the forts in Rajasthan. They're amazing.
Check it out. It's like the first Rajasthani Fort we've been to that's got a full-blown moat. It's probably because it's not on top of a hill.
Now that I know why these handprints are here, it is kind of creepy. So when your royal husband dies, the idea is that the wife will lay down next to the husband and die as well. Almost sacrificing themselves for their husband. And when they do that, they get one of these at the front of the fort. So all of the forts have these little spots where there's all these handprints. Look at that. It's selfie time, smile, wave, you're on camera, video, hello! You want to put, what's your name? Yeah. I don't know what his name is. This is Jaisalmer Fort in Bikaner. It was built in 1588 and was used continually by 20 different rulers until 1902. Entrance to the fort, entrance to the museum and an audio guide cost you 450 rupees. Over the years, all of the different rulers added various sections. The entire ceiling here is covered in gold.
Wow, these courtyards are in such incredible condition. They're so beautiful.
All the fine screens up in those higher levels, that's where the women would sit to watch what was going on down here. They weren't allowed to join in, and they weren't allowed to be seen, so they were up behind those screens. Rain was so rare in Bikaner that this entire room has been painted with rain clouds, and then at the bottom has been painted with what rain would look like. And the idea was that people would come here and get a feel for what it felt like to be in rain.
Up we go. First fort we've been to since Delhi that had really ornamental gardens, probably because it's not built on a cliff. One of my favourites. It's appropriate that the last thing we do in Rajasthan is visit a fort, and the Bikaner fort is right up there in my top 3 or 4 of like 8. It's actually the exhibits inside are probably the real highlight. The great photos from the colonial era, hunting, the wars, yeah, and then some of the rooms are very impressive.
It is hot and dusty today.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Everyone.
Cruising through Old Bikaner now, and we are hunting for a famous haveli, which is meant to be one of the most beautiful in Bikaner. It looks like this area doesn't just have one haveli, it's got a whole street of them. Havelis are basically sort of old family mansions, like really big, extravagant homes. They're beautiful. Yeah. So that
It's pretty, yeah, it's with all the little blue windows and stuff.
most of the havelis we've seen in other towns are sort of guest houses or shops or even museums. But these are just, I don't know.
Really ornate buildings.
Yeah.
We are heading back to find some afternoon tea, pick our bags, and then find our bus. The night bus.
What are we gonna have today? We're gonna get one veg burger again. 3:30 and that's lunch, breakfast and dinner. We just sort of forgot about food today. And just like that, back to our guest house, picked up our bags, and now we're gonna try and get a tuk-tuk to the bus stop. Always a challenge. I think Elle's lost the phone. The tuk-tuk driver has gone with the phone, but I'm sure he'll be back. I think I just missed that. Well, it's a good starting method for these tuk-tuks. Pull start.
Yep, pull start.
Tuk-tuks.
Our bus is very blue, it's very modern looking. It's not running yet, so it's really hot inside. We're hiding out here. Never a fan of 12-hour bus rides, but I think it's going to be worth it just getting to Amritsar. But here ends our Bikaner journey. Next stop, Amritsar.
The only problem we have is that Alistair is navigating. Let's see how we go.
Google is navigating. I'm just holding Google. I'm pretty much a phone stand. That's all my job is.
We haven't got lost yet. He's already making excuses. Okay.